Let me
That's
see.
totally fine.
Okay, it's recording. Perfect. Nice to meet you. I'm Taylor.
Yeah, you do.
All
I'm
right.
Allie.
Allie. Oh, nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Allie. All right. Shoot, I don't know how to start this. I guess
However,
so, I guess like introduce yourself. Like what's your like self-concept or like musical goals or aspirations?
cool. Um, I'm Allie Evenson. I am an indie uh folk rock singer-songwriter.
Mhm.
Um, I guess my aspirations are basically to just do what I'm doing, but professionally and get paid for it a lot.
All
Not
right.
like a lot, but you know
But
what I mean.
yeah.
So yeah, just perform and tour and do all the stuff that all of our favorite indie rockers are doing. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of just like the main thing. I have never done anything else other than music in my life. This is like the only
Okay.
thing I'm good at. So, yeah, it's just all I kind of want to do, I guess.
I can see that. I can understand
Yeah.
that. Like how'd you start and like find your passion for music, would you say?
um, I started well, not weirdly. I think a lot of people start in this aspect, but I started in theater,
Okay.
which I guess is is a good path into what I'm doing and not too uncommon to see some people starting in the theater. But I mean, I started with vocal lessons as well. I've been taking, well, not now because I'm out of college, so I'm not taking any vocal lessons right now. But also COVID. But
Yeah.
I started vocal lessons when I was 4 or 5. My parents were really into what I was doing.
Okay.
They were big stage parents. So my dad was in a band and my mom's a fine artist, so
Oh,
it's
no
kind of
way.
like I have artsy parents. But yeah, I started vocal lessons when I was 4 because they realized I could sing, and then I also started doing like plays every year since then, and I did like 4 plays a year because if
Damn.
I didn't, my parents would get mad. Basically, there was like a year where I wanted to be a cheerleader, and my dad got so mad. Like he was like, "Nope, no, you're a
No.
musician and you're a singer. That's what you're doing." And I'm like, "Okay." Um, so yeah, that's how it started, and I think I always had sung up to that point. I never played instruments until I was like 12 or 13. And the first instrument I was a guitar I learned first. I mean, I had taken kind of like piano lessons and stuff.
Okay.
Oh no, I played cello when I was a kid.
You
My
played
bad.
cello?
Yeah, I forgot
Oh.
about that. I played cello and I wasn't that good. And another kind of like crazy thing that shows that my parents were super into what I was doing was I wanted to quit because I was already doing too many things.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "Okay, but before you quit, you have to learn the beginning of Bach's prelude or whatever, the one that's like, you know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I learned the beginning of that, and he was like, "Okay, now you can quit."
Damn. I mean,
I was
hey.
like, yeah, he like helped me to. I learned, I got better, I guess. But so I played cello, but I think I started like playing guitar when I was like 13.
13.
Um, I went to Memphis with my parents and fell in love with Elvis, and came home and learned "That's All Right, Mama" by Elvis on my dad's telly.
Oh, okay. Did you like go see the house and all that?
I
Or no,
did.
that
I went to
oh
Graceland. Yeah, it was really terrifying. It smelled like a funeral home,
really?
and it felt really weird to be in that house because I was like, he died in here, and it's just like it's one of those things where it's like a perfect example of someone who has like more money than God just spending money because they can.
Yeah.
Like he had like a 15-foot couch. Like no one needs
I mean,
that. It's
hey,
just funny. I mean, when you got the money, go for it. It was just it's a very gaudy
your
house.
house, yeah.
It's like there's like a TV
Extravagant.
room. Yeah, and it's like all yellow and black and like leather walls. It's crazy. But
Interesting.
yeah, so I think like taking a trip to Memphis and like touring like Sun Studios and all that shit was like super cool because I it inspired me to like go home and be like, it would be cool if I played an instrument, and not only like if I also played an instrument along with singing. And I think like the moment I learned guitar was the moment I started taking songwriting super seriously. Like I had written like songs with my dad when I was a kid, and they were good, but they weren't like anything to write home about. But I think I like once I picked up guitar, I was like, this is like a nice way for me to like actually create something that's all mine. And because my dad had written the music before and the lyrics, because I was like young, I didn't
Yeah.
know what I wanted or what I wanted to say in the world. Um, so yeah, I forgot what the first song I ever wrote on guitar was. It was really bad. I know it was really bad. And I know, oh, it had something to do with like Fly Away Bird or some shit like that. Like just
Okay.
super like I'm 13 and I'm like fake sad. Yeah. But no, that was kind of how I got my start. And then I just from then I gave up theater and I was like, no, I want to go into music, and I did.
I respect that choice. Is there like any play or anything you did that you absolutely like despise doing or just like hated the entire process of?
Oh yeah. Dancing. I hated anything. I wasn't good at dancing. I was like I think the reason why I continued to get like good roles in shows was because I had like the acting and the singing down.
Hmm.
Like I was great at both of those. And they were like, we can sacrifice the fact that Allie can't dance for this. Like we're just gonna give her easier dance moves and all that stuff. But like, yeah, that was like the main aspect I hated about it. And I think I hated a lot of the I mean, I don't know if I should say um in theater people can be a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think well the reason I stopped was I went to like a summer camp kind of thing in New York.
Okay.
And I hated it. Like I was like, this is not no everyone was so competitive. No one was like and I mean, I guess I was used to the music scene, which is all everyone just like, you know, helping each other and
So
like
yeah.
building each other up and like not being like, you know, rude to anyone. And I just went to this thing and everyone was like cutthroat. And I was like, this is messed up. I don't
Yeah.
want to do this. And I came home from that and I was like, no, I think I'm just going to start writing songs like for real this time. So yeah, but every show I did, I liked. I think I don't remember like being in a show and absolutely hating it.
Yeah. That's good.
I always had like a really good experience. So I actually miss doing theater. I don't
Really?
miss doing musicals, but I miss doing like non-musicals. I just miss like acting just in general. But
Would you ever dip your toes back into acting?
oh yeah, I there's still like a big part of me that wants to like do film someday.
So really?
Don't think that'll ever happen, but like
Nah, it could
I
totally
just
happen.
it could, yeah. But no, I think I don't know, I need to separate both of them. Like I don't like musicals that much.
Okay.
I think there are certain musicals I do love, but like they have to be super like close to my heart. But yeah, I think just for me separating music and acting was good because I thoroughly enjoyed just acting now
Yeah.
and not, singing my way through a whole show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So wait, what band was your dad in?
Oh, he's been in a lot of bands. He's
Okay.
actually currently in a honky tonk band, which is super cool. But he was in like just bands in the like 80s that played around Detroit. He played at oh god, what was the bar? I can't think of the name, but it was like a super popular venue to play during that time in Detroit. Oh
Okay.
shit. No, I don't remember the name. But one of his band names was Boys, Boiz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like
And
it.
it was like oh god, like the Knack, the Ramones kind of stuff. Like just like typical like
Like
80s boy band.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little punk rock in there, just like more boy
Yeah.
bandy. Okay. I
Oh, for
respect
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Was there ever a point in time where like you considered like giving up or like And like
Yeah, all the
what
time.
well, what made you want to give up, and like how'd you curb that feeling and like overcome it?
um, well, I think when I was younger, things
Hmm.
that made me want to give up was like not, petty shit, like not getting a role in a play that I wanted. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
never doing this again. And I, still did it. But I think like recently or like within the past 5 years, it's been like I think especially I had a moment like a few months ago where I was like, I'm not going anywhere with my music, and it's just COVID that's like getting to my
Yeah.
head, and I'm like, because I did release the only project I've ever put out during a pandemic, during a lockdown where shows weren't available
Oh, yeah.
to do. So I think like that was something that I just like thought about, and then I was like, wait, no, this is just because of the state of our world right now. But things that have made me want to give up before too, I think like honestly just like sucking in a performance makes me just like upset and makes me be like, am I actually good? Should I even do this? Like if I just like had an off day, and like it didn't help that I went to a school that we got, feedback every day on how we were on
Yeah.
like, you know, our performances, and like I went through, not to get like deep or dark, but I went through a lot of like traumatic experiences outside, well, kind of inside of school too, with a specific individual I went to school with. Also, like just outside factors too that I think I developed like a panic disorder halfway through my like time at school. And if you're having a panic attack, you can't really sing well. So I
Yeah.
think it's like I sang for a class and I like couldn't breathe and I had to like leave, and I was like, everyone thinks I suck and no one's going to understand that it was literally just a panic attack, when the teachers understood, but everyone else was just kind of like, because I didn't also want to be like, sorry, I'm having a panic attack, I need to
Yeah.
leave. And I just tried to cover it up the entire time. I was actually singing Motion Sickness by Phoebe Bridgers.
Really
I was
good.
like,
Good song to have a panic
I was
attack
like,
too.
yeah, right. I was like, I know this song by heart. I'm just gonna go up there and do it. And I just couldn't like breathe when I sang it. And I was like, what's happening? So I think like that kind of shit makes me want to give up too, where I'm like, that was a really bad performance. And I'm afraid people are going to think that I normally perform like
Like
that.
that.
So yeah, just that kind of stuff. And like super hard things too. Like um I don't know, like a project that I've tried to work on and I just can't finish it. That kind of thing. But it's all just inside my head. I just get very
Mm.
inside my head and I'm like, I'm not good. I need to give up. No one would care if I gave up. And then I usually text my friends about it, and then they're like, please God, don't give up.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
keep
give
doing
up.
what you're
Yeah.
doing. And I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, okay, okay. But I need like reassurance all the time.
Transcend.
So
I feel like that's like a common like thing in like artists where like
oh
you
yeah.
never feel fully confident or like comfortable with your own work because
So
shit.
I think, yeah, especially as like an indie and unsigned emerging artist, it's
Yeah.
such a like limbo sometimes to be in. Like you're just like, God, will I ever get out of this? With me though, it's like I feel this way already, and I've only released one project, so I don't know. I feel lucky that I made so many connections somehow in Detroit this year. Like I made it on WDET's like end of the year list, and I was
No
like,
way.
my first project. And like the crazy thing is, I'm like, how I literally didn't, like I went to a school where I couldn't perform at all because I was so into like homework and all that stuff, and then I finally get into the scene and everything shuts down, and then I release something, and by the end of the year all of a sudden I like know people, and I'm like, what? So hopefully when shows come back, that means I will get you know opportunities.
Oh, I believe you'll definitely be flooded with opportunities. You are fucking incredible.
Thank you.
Um, I showed you to a ton of people. Everyone really liked you. A lot of people
That's
like
awesome.
added you to playlists and shit, and
Thank you.
rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Thanks.
Let me think here. I guess what was like your biggest inspiration for your EP?
um, hmm. There were a lot. I think a lot of, I don't want to say this, like I said, because it's, dark, but I think the main inspiration was just I was really depressed.
Just, yeah.
And I was just going through like shit. And I think like, um, I don't know, like I had a few songs written, and like I said, I did the songs that are on my Spotify that are from like the school project that I did that I don't necessarily feel connected to at all, and I really would like them off Spotify. But regardless. So I was like, I need to release something that I'm actually that is me, and that is
Yeah.
not just these random two songs that I did for school on my Spotify representing me as an artist, because that's not who I am. And I was kind of going down this really shitty genre path. I was involved with I was writing music with this guy who went to my school, who turned out to be the guy that ruined my life
I'm
for a
sorry.
year or so. And he wasn't even like a romantic person. He was just a friend who just loved me, and I didn't love him back. But anyway, so we were writing music together, and he was, I think, trying to maneuver my music in a way that I didn't necessarily want, which was this weird jazzy, like prog stuff. And I was like, well, I was super into jazz and I still love jazz. And Esperanza Spalding is still like one of my favorite artists, but like, I can't do that. Like, I can't write like that. And I like realized it like halfway through. I was like, this is not working, because one, I don't feel super connected to this music at
Yeah.
all. Two, I feel like I don't have the capacity to like mental capacity to write music like this. Like theory knowledge, I definitely like took theory courses, but I'm like, you have to have a certain amount of like real skill to write
Yeah.
music like that. And I was like, I just don't. So luckily, kind of luckily, him and I had a falling out, and I was able to be like, well, this is good, because I need to, maneuver in my own direction. And I started to get back into a lot of music that I listened to in high school. Like, I mean, I always listen to Radiohead, they're my favorite band, but like Elliott Smith is like one of my main inspirations, always has been since I was like 14. I was listening to like a lot of Joni Mitchell again. I had
Ooh.
just gotten into Phoebe Bridgers. I had just kind of gotten into that whole like indie folk thing of music. And I was like, this is an awesome genre. And I was like, it kind of inspired me to be like, music doesn't have to be like jaw-droppingly hard or
No.
intense to be good, which I think was another thing that my school was kind of like, promoting. And
Yeah, they
I
really
was
pushed
like,
for it.
why are these guitarists getting up on stage and just like masturbating all over everybody? Like, they don't. I was like, it doesn't need to be this like, oh my god, look at how fast I can
Yeah,
play
it's
to be good. And I'm like, you just need to get up there and like fucking pour everything into it, and you're fine. It doesn't matter if it's cowboy chords and it's like a Bob Dylan song, like
yeah.
whatever. So I wrote Why Don't You Call Me Anymore first. That was actually a song I was working on, and I took it to the guy when we were still making music, and he tried to like do all this crazy shit with it. And I was like, no, I think I just want it to be like a really pretty, like ethereal song. And he was like, okay, blah blah blah. And then we had a falling out, and I was like, good, I can finish the song how I
Yeah.
want it. So I think once I got that song down, I was like, okay, I think I know how I want this project to go. And then I just kept writing throughout the year. And there were a few songs that didn't make it on, which is good,
Oh,
because they I don't know. I'll release one of them for
one of
sure,
them.
because there is one of them that I really like, but the other ones I was like, no. Yeah, and it's just all of 2019 I wrote that. So it was a lot. It was inspired by depression. It was inspired by moving away from the genre that I had previously tried to do. And it was kind of a fuck you to that guy, and to
Yeah.
just like all of the people that were like trying to say that like you have to make hard, intense music to be good, you know.
Yeah.
So I think
Ours.
it was just kind of like, I'm going to do something simple. I'm going to do something really heartfelt, and I'm going to make it good. And I'm going to show these people that I can do it without, borrowing chords from every key. So
I like that though. I
if that
mean,
makes sense.
no, it absolutely makes sense. And like I'm glad you kind of like rather than like having other people kind of like create like your sound or whatever
Yeah.
for you, that you went and took that opportunity to create your own sound and do what
Yeah.
you feel connected to, and is somewhat of like an
Yeah.
extension of yourself rather than
Yeah,
you
and
just
I
kind of.
did it all myself too, and I was
Yeah.
like, this is I don't want to work. And that was another thing. I was like, I'm gonna one prove to myself that I can write and do a project without collaborating. Because for a while I was like, I need collaborators.
Yeah.
I'm out of ideas, and I was like, wait, that's just writer's block. Like I just couldn't write at that time, and then I went through like a lot of stuff, and I was really weirdly enough, I write best when I'm like super busy. That's why I've only
Really?
written like one song in quarantine, or two, two-ish. But like
Okay.
I can't. Like I need to be like doing stuff, and then I need to come home and like sit down and be
Hmm.
like, this is what I'm
It's,
feeling. This is what I've, dealt with. But like when I'm bored, I can't write. Because
yeah.
then I'm just forcing
Just
it, and it's not
yeah.
good.
It's not
So
natural, and there's not like, especially during all this, it's hard to draw like just like natural instances that you can like write about and just things in your
yeah,
daily
exactly.
life.
Yeah. So that's basically how it was. What inspired it?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for like fellow musicians or artists that could be struggling in times like this that helped you get through it?
Yeah. Um, Well, I haven't been doing the most healthy things lately.
How so?
I mean, in quarantine, I just drink when I'm bored.
I mean,
But
that,
like I think
hey,
we all are.
yeah.
But it's just kind of like I don't know, I will spend like 3 hours playing Sims. um
Oh,
but no, like sometimes it's necessary. But
yeah.
advice for like artists trying to become a
Mhm.
thing or
Yeah, or
like
like just create
quarantine
their
advice.
own.
Yeah, when somebody tries to tell you that what you've written is not good and you think it's really good, I would trust yourself more than them.
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I think same thing that what I was just talking about. Like if you're worried about releasing something into the world because you feel like it's like too simple or too sad or whatever, just do it. Like
Yeah.
it's fine. Like especially like my EP was, and I definitely my upcoming single is definitely more vulnerable than anything on my EP, but it was like the first time I like had moved into being super vulnerable and super just like open in my songs. Like I what was one of the lyrics that I was like, should I put this in? Oh, literally the title of the song, Why Don't You Call Me Anymore? That whole first verse of that song was about me recently breaking up with an ex and having no like lingering thoughts about him. Like I literally didn't care at all about him, but I at the same time I was super vain, and I was like, but I wish he would call me just because I want him to still be in love with me, kind of thing. So it
Okay.
was like I had written that line, and I was like, this is not going to be the lyric. Like this verse is not going to be the verse. And when I sent it to my friends and my mom and dad for feedback, I was like, these aren't going to be the lyrics, so don't worry. And then I just kept them because I was like, no, this is exactly what I was feeling. Why shouldn't
Yeah.
I try to cover that up? So I think like I don't know, if you're worried about anything, like just whatever, it's gonna be fine. And also, I don't know, I don't want to say like send your EP. Don't be afraid to promote your stuff.
Self. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to like show people your songs and be like, hey, I did this, because like especially if in my case like that was necessary because of COVID. Like I needed to just keep sending it to people.
Yeah.
I needed to just keep reminding people. I was like, oh, I released this, by the way. Like I just kept posting about it, and I felt annoying, but ultimately I got more listeners, and I got
Yeah.
like I made more connections with it. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Like,
don't
they
be
never give
afraid
up.
to be proud of your stuff. But yeah.
I like that. I agree on that. It's really hard for people, I feel, to be like, even just to be comfortable with releasing stuff, because you're putting like
Hmm.
just a vulnerable part of like yourself out there. Because
Yeah.
I would say music that you create is just a reflection of yourself, and
Mhm.
ideas and thoughts and feelings and what have you.
It's hard. I mean, I was so nervous that people that I kind of like didn't take jabs at, but like the people that these songs were inspired by, I was so nervous to be like, oh God, what if they hear it? What if they get
Yeah.
mad? And like I was really open in interviews too, which I mean, I didn't drop any names, but I was like, no, there was this guy that I knew or this person
Yeah.
that I knew that kind of like did this fucked up shit to me. And that's what inspired the song. Like, I want to be as transparent as possible. And I was like, oh God, what if they like see the interview? And then I was like, whatever. I
Yeah.
literally don't care.
Exactly. Fuck them.
Yeah. So I think it was just like, yeah, just be open. I think that helped me to just say, whatever. I'm going to stop trying to hide all these things that I'm feeling and I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
And I think listening more to like people like, oh God, who else? One of my favorite artists, Rufus Wainwright. He's pretty like he does have songs that are like lyrics that are like metaphorical, but sometimes his lyrics are very literal, and that's how I feel about Elliott Smith too. With Tom York, I don't ever know what he's talking about in songs. Like, I think he's very cryptic with his lyrics, which I'm not, and I find it easier to just be super blunt
Yeah.
and kind of cut to the chase and not, you know, say I woke up sucking on a lemon and people are like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I think, I don't know. Because sometimes, I mean, it's nice because people can, develop their
Yeah. Own
theories about the
interpretations.
songs. But I personally connect to artists that just kind of like tell it how it is.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of strayed away from everything that I was talking or like lyrical styles before. And I was like, going to be open and just kind of like say what is on my mind. And then songs just kind of like poured out. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This must be working. So
I like that. I like that.
yeah.
Do you have like a favorite like Elliott Smith or Radiohead song?
Yeah. My favorite Elliott Smith song is Waltz Number One, I think.
Ooh.
Or Waltz Number One is probably I covered that one. It's on my Bandcamp if you want to go listen
Oh,
to it.
I will. As soon as this is over, I'm going right there.
I released it on Halloween this year because that's
Oh,
my
okay.
favorite day of the year. But
Really?
yeah, I'm a very big horror fan.
Okay.
But no, I think that one's probably my favorite. Or God, I don't know. What's the other one? No Name Number Five is good. I like all of his very like. What was the other one that I? Oh, Miss Misery. I like Miss Misery too. And Memory Lane. I think that's the name of the song. I think it's Memory Lane. I think it's on. Hold on, let me see. I think it's on the Songs from the Basement. Or hold on, I have to make sure I'm not. Yeah, from a basement on the hill. It's like this really beautiful, like Beatlesy, like finger picking thing, but it's just so sad.
Oh.
And then Radiohead.
That's a hard one.
It's so hard. There's so many. God. Maybe there's one for like each mood, I think. Like if I
Okay.
want to like get pumped up, Body Snatchers from In Rainbows, that one. If I want to feel really sad, Sail to the Moon maybe. And if I want to feel really just weird, I actually didn't really love King of Limbs, their 2011, 2012 album. That's probably my least favorite album of theirs, but Morning Mr. Magpie off of that one is so cool. It's like, it's so cool.
I haven't listened to that song in so long.
It's so good.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just like there's a song for each mood.
Yeah.
Like a favorite mood of theirs. I don't know. And like each album's totally different.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't even compare any one of their albums because they
No, I
change
really
every
can't.
time.
their
It's wild.
sound and like the whole dynamic is always so.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can't. There's like 10 different favorite songs of theirs,
Yeah.
but
I know it's kind of a loaded question, but I
it
figured
is. Yeah.
might as well throw it out there.
Yeah.
Um, is there a song or like that you're like most proud of on your EP?
Yeah. There's like I think I like each of them. I'm proud of each of them in different ways, but like lyrically, Too Late is my favorite. Lyrically. Um I think the line that I wrote that I was so proud of was will I fall through the cracks between you and me? And if I fall, would you catch me or would you let it kill me? And I was like, I wrote that and I was like, oh wait, this is really good.
That was a great line.
It was like one of those lines that I wrote and then I just started crying. Like I was like, fuck. Because I wrote it. The song's like kind of fictional. Like it's kind of like it's the whole EP kind of touches on hating myself because I was going through a really intense. I mean, the title of the EP is totally about hating myself, but I was going through just this self-deprecating like hole where I was just like in it, and I couldn't look in the mirror and be like, "You're a good person." Like
Yeah.
every time I saw myself, I'm like, "You're a piece of shit," and everybody hates you. Sorry, that's very sad, but
No,
like
you know, hey,
it's real. We all
I
go through it, and
we
I think
do.
like yeah, Too Late's kind of just about. I wrote it after I started dating my current boyfriend, and I was like, I'm gonna fuck up this relationship somehow. It's not gonna be him. It's gonna be me because I suck. And that was the entire song. Like I was like, but I knew it. It was one of those things where I was like, this isn't happening. Like I'm writing
Yeah.
about if this happens. Like this is what will happen, even though it's been 2 years and it hasn't happened. So,
Well, hey,
um, but
congratulations.
yeah, thanks. But yeah, lyrically, Too Late's my favorite. Sonically, Burning Room is my favorite.
I fucking love that
Which is
song so much.
I'm really proud of that one. That one was the fastest song I've ever written.
Really?
I wrote it in like 2 days. I
Damn.
finished like everything in 2 days. I started writing it for a class, and I actually turned it in as a project for class. Um, I forgot what the assignment was. I feel like I didn't follow the assignment, and I just got an A because everybody in the class started crying when I played the song. Um, so I was like, I forgot I think it was songwriting class, and I think you just had to like turn into fully finished songs.
Okay.
And they had to have certain aspects in them. A few lines needed to be like metaphorical, kind of, or like not like ambiguous. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very proud of that one. That one's
Okay.
kind of fictional too. I wrote it about something that I really haven't experienced, but I was like super inspired by the whole idea of like loving someone so much that you just look past their flaws and you're like, I would literally do anything for you and you don't even like care about
Yeah.
me. So which I really haven't experienced that. Like the only time I think I've experienced that is like middle school, like just having this complete crush on a person and they just do not give you the light of
Yeah.
day. But yeah, so I think that song I was just like, I'm gonna write about this thing that I really haven't experienced. That might have been the assignment actually. Now that I'm remembering. But because I know I was like, this is not about anything I've experienced. This is about just like a random idea. I was probably watching a movie and like just decided to write about it. But like, yeah, I'm just really proud of that one too. Because I wanted to keep that one as like simple as possible and try to do like the least amount of production on that. When I think it took probably the longest
Really?
to do because it's so sparse and it's so like tender that it couldn't like I don't know. No, Too Late took the longest because we completely re-recorded it. I had this whole idea and then I completely changed it at the end. Because I was listening to a brand new song.
Oh.
I know that the lead singer is trash, but I was sometimes, man, just like what's that one album? Not The Devil and God or Raging Inside Me. It's the one that I don't know how to say the name. Deja and Tandu. I just butchered that.
No, it's fine. You did a
No, I
great
was
job.
listening to. Thank you. I was listening to one of their songs and it was like very quiet, blah blah blah, and then at the end, just like distortion came in. I was like, I want that.
Yeah.
So we did that in Too Late. But yeah, I'm proud of all of them. I think there are ones that my favorite changes over time. My favorite used to be Why Don't You Call Me Anymore? Now it's Burning Room. For a while, it was more of a happiness because I liked the little weird guitar solo in it. And that was the only one I wrote with other people.
Really? That was the only collaborative effort?
Yeah, I wrote it when I went to a songwriting retreat in Louisiana. That was cool. Yeah, that was a fun song. It was totally not like that either. We wrote it as like a very soft, like ballady kind of thing, and I was like, no, I need some upbeat songs. Because I was like, no one's gonna listen to an EP that's just like
all slow,
all sad. Yeah, especially if it's an emerging artist.
Yeah,
like I can understand like Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah, everyone you kind of expect that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, but like as an emerging artist, I was like, no, I kind of want to do like a different style with each song.
Yeah, so. And like kind of like show like your portfolio of like kind of like what you can do and your range of.
Yeah, because for a while I was like, I can't write a rock song. I was like, I need a band to help me write a rock song. And then I wrote Not So Pretty and I showed it to the woman who co-produced it with me and she was like, this is a rock song. And I was like, oh, it is. That's so cool. Yeah, that one was fun. That one's hard. I actually just realized recently when I did like a live stream performance how incredibly hard that song is to play and sing at the same time.
Really?
It's, yeah, especially with a band. Like if I'm alone and just like playing it, I can do it. But in a band setting, I think I also like my adrenaline gets going and I don't know, like my hands just stop working and I'm like, oh fuck. But yeah.
Right. Okay. I see. I would say so like how do you obviously don't like the 2 songs that are on there from back in the day on Spotify that you're trying to get rid of. Do you just see those?
No, okay. I should rephrase. I like one of them.
One of them?
I like one of them. It's called Hunger. I think it's cute. The other one is not me at all.
Oh.
At all. I don't know why I thought that song would be good to like do for that project. I literally don't know why. I hate it so much. And I just like it's not at all me. And I like and I knew that too. And I was like, it's okay. I was like, I'll just release new music someday on a new thing. And then it connected with that. And I was like, oh, well, that's on there. So there's definitely a way to remove it. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm just going to try to bury it with new music.
I respect that.
Yeah. And I talk to people about it and they're like, well, you know, it'll show that like you've come far. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want people listening to that. It's embarrassing. And also I wrote it about something dumb. And I was like, it's also just like, it wasn't entirely like me. Like it was just, you know, it was for my school and it wasn't like I was putting it out because I wouldn't have probably, if I put it out, I would have done it differently on my stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't hate the other one. The other one's fine.
It's fine. That one can stay.
Yeah. The other one could stay, but you know, one of them's got to go.
Right. We'll get a petition stared. We'll get it going now. We'll bully Spotify and taking it off for you. Were there any like songs, artists, or albums that you listened to during like your process of like creating the EP that kind of was an inspiration?
Yeah. I listened to a lot of the Bends when creating the EP. I listened to, hold on, let me go back on my playlist. I have a playlist from that time,
Oh,
and I
really?
will like
See, I
tell
like
you
that. I like
exactly.
that.
It's literally titled, this was a joke, and I wanted to title my EP One Cold Woman as a joke because that guy that I was talking about, seriously, like he was being serious, was texting me and he was like, "You're one cold woman." And I was like, God, that's funny. So the playlist is called One Cold Woman. um, weirdly, one of the inspirations was Bill Evans, the
Bill
jazz pianist.
Evans.
I was listening to so much Bill Evans. And I think, like, without even knowing, that kind of inspired me. Um, the Boy Genius EP had just come out, so I listened to that a lot. Um, a lot of Fiona Apple.
Great
What else?
choice.
Oh, this artist who is actually one of my main inspirations, and I always forget to cite her because she's like not, like she's not like a
Yeah.
household name like Radiohead and all that shit. Her name is Tiny Ruins. She's I think she's British. Oh my god, she's been like my favorite since I was like 16. And she's like one of my favorites too. So I was listening to a lot of her. I was listening to oh, what else? Oh god, there's just stuff in here that also just didn't inspire it. So I'm going through like figuring out. Oh, Casey Musgraves.
Ooh,
Casey, just like love her.
can't not love
Um,
her.
I know. So yeah, all of that. I mean, Joni, Snail Mail for sure. Love her. But I think just all of that, like all of that really sensitive music too. Yeah. And I was listening to a lot of instrumental stuff at the time. Another one of my biggest inspirations, which I also don't cite a lot because it's a movie soundtrack, is just the entire soundtrack to Her, with
It's a
Joaquin Phoenix.
beautiful, absolutely
It's
beautiful soundtrack.
insane. I lived in Chicago my first year of college. I went to Columbia there and then transferred to Detroit.
Okay.
But I when I was like sad or I needed to get out, I would just like walk around Chicago listening to that soundtrack. And it's always in the back of my mind, and I always take like little production elements from it because I'm like it's perfect to me. And it's just
Nice.
like it reminds me of such a time in my life too where it's so nostalgic and like so like I was definitely sad when I lived there, but it was one of those things where I was also really happy. Like
Yeah.
I liked being alone a lot of the time because I don't know, like ever since then I lived with roommates, and I did live with a roommate there, but she was never home.
Okay.
Like never. So I was like always alone, which was actually kind of nice. And I like went to Chicago not knowing anyone. I didn't go to a college where like I knew like 12 of my friends were going. I went to a college where I knew no one, and I was in a city 6 hours away from
Away
my
from yeah.
hometown. So it was like kind of nice. And now I've always lived with people who are my friends. So I'm like not, I don't know, like sometimes I miss being alone,
Yeah.
is what I'm getting at. It like reminds me of like that nice time where I was like, I just go take the train to like Wicker Park and walk around and it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's kind of like
But that's
living
what I
near.
was definitely listening to. Yeah.
I like that. People are gonna probably end up trying to find that playlist. So, hey,
Oh yeah. One Cold Woman. I hope people find that playlist. There's actually some really good stuff on it.
that is
What's my favorite song on that playlist? Oh, I don't even know. Um, it's got so much. Um, oh, it has like some classical stuff on there too.
okay.
But yeah. Oh, I don't know why there's a Led Zeppelin song in there. I am actually, contrary to everyone else, I'm not a Led Zeppelin fan at
I
all.
yeah. There's like one song by them I like, and
Yeah, I mean like Going to California. That's the only song I think I like by them. I was in such a world where they were praised, and I would listen and I would be like, but he's just yelling. Like, he's just screeching to me, and that's gonna get me canceled. But no, it's
Nah, not
not.
canceled. It's just
It's
a
not.
hot take.
It is a hot take. It's a very hot take, and yeah, I have a lot of hot takes. I think with artists, there are a lot
Okay.
of artists that I don't necessarily love that a lot of people love.
Ooh, hot take section
So
right now. Is that what we're about to get into?
yeah,
Let's hear some of them.
uh, Chili Peppers.
I fucking
Can't stand them.
You get
Cannot
me.
stand
You
them.
get me. I know exactly what you mean. Why do you not like them?
Because what the fuck is he saying?
I
Why is
guess
he like? Why is he like? Like, dude, what?
I totally feel you. And people are like, oh, I fucking love them. I saw them live. I'm like, that sucks for you, dude.
Well, I feel like they'd put on a great show live. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that'd be fun. And my boyfriend is a bassist and loves Flea, which I
Yeah.
totally get. Flea's awesome. Like, he's cool. The rest of the band is also
Yeah.
Anthony Kiedis. Isn't he like a shit person? Like, didn't he like date underage girls and shit?
I honestly am not too sure about that, but
I'm gonna say
possibly.
he did. I'm
We'll
gonna
say
believe he
possible.
did.
Yeah, we'll say possibly.
But yeah, what else? Oh God, not. I used to like Prague, and now I can't stand it. Um, there are certain songs I like. There are two songs by King Crimson I like. Two.
Oh, two.
That's it.
Okay, which ones?
The 21st Century Schizoid Man, of course, because it's just it's just a cool line. Like,
That's so good.
and then oh God, what was the other one? There's a song called Mate Kudasai. Yeah, that one. Beautiful, gorgeous song. The rest of it, no.
No.
Also, just like I knew, like the people that I know that I don't like anymore worship them, and I'm like, I just can't. I have like a personal thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Prague, not a fan, not a huge fan of. Rush, okay, okay. But yeah, I think the biggest hot take is Led Zeppelin and Chili Peppers.
They're pretty hot takes, but I honestly will agree with both of them. I could never personally get into Zeppelin, and Red Hot Chili Peppers always. I mean, I like the bass in their music, but the lyrics and just the way he sings
Yeah,
and something about it just rubs me. Like it just feels.
it feels cheesy to me.
Yeah, it's like that
Like it,
cheesy like white like frat boy kind of type music
yep,
that I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good on this
yeah,
one. Or like that old
yep,
stoner type music or whatever people would try to associate it with, I guess.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. I just, yeah. It's like one of the shirts that you'd see at like Hot Topic in the window.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I definitely have a few shirts from Hot Topic. I have a
Oh.
Deftones shirt from Hot Topic. They're actually one of my favorite bands, which wouldn't, like, when I tell people that, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I love Deftones very much. Yep. But no, yeah, hot takes, music, hot takes. What else? I might, no, there are definitely more. Here's a real hot take. I think that I think that Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys is more talented than any single one of the Beatles.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore the Beatles, and I think I have more of a personal connection with the Beach Boys than I do with the Beatles. But I think Brian Wilson is just a genius, and I really fully respect that guy, and I'm gonna be really fucking sad when he dies.
That'll be a really
Like,
sad day.
I will cry so hard. Like, favorite old guys. Like, I will be so sad when he dies, and I will be, let's hope this isn't for a while, but I will be so devastated when Danny DeVito dies.
Oh no, that is gonna be one of the darkest days in
I was
American
just
history.
talking about that. I was like, I'm gonna have to take time off.
Yeah,
Like,
actually.
Sunny is like one of my favorite. It's my comfort TV show, and like, yeah, it's the best. So I think like, yeah. But back to Brian Wilson. I love him. I saw the Beach Boys live. Well, no, sorry. I saw Brian Wilson live, and he played all of Pet Sounds, and I wept, and it was amazing. And I think at that moment I was just like, the Beatles are really talented, but Brian Wilson did all that shit by himself.
Yeah.
Like he created Pet Sounds when the Beach Boys were out touring, and they came back, and he's like, just sing on it. And then they just sang on it, and he had like it was just like, yeah, that's a super hot take, especially my boyfriend is a huge Beatles fan right now. Right now, he's like
right
super
now.
into the Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah, I respect
It'll
it though.
change.
Yeah, does it change through with time?
Oh yeah, it fluctuates. I mean, me too. Like I get super into something, and then it just like
fades away.
I will stop. Yep. Yeah. I definitely went through my Beatles phase. I think 2016 was my Beatles phase. I was like constantly listening to the Beatles. And I can probably like I went through where was I was at like Guitar Center the other day, and I just like I hate Guitar Center.
Me too.
I really hate it. It sucks. They don't have anything good.
No, they don't. I feel like the employees are always like
they're such nerds.
Yeah.
Like Austin went to get my boyfriend's name is Austin. He went to get like new pickups put in or something, and then was zipping up his case, and the guy was like, no, you're doing it from the wrong end. And Austin was like, I don't give a shit. Like, what? It was so annoying.
It's like that weird like elitist entitlement thing. They're like, oh, I work at Guitar Center, I know. You know.
Yeah, no, and all of the guitars, I would just like, I pick them up, I'm like, this feels awful. What are they doing? How are they setting up these guitars there? Like, they're not good.
They're probably not setting them up. They're probably just throwing that shit from the box to the shelf. They're like, all right, here you go.
Exactly. It's so bad. I sat down and I played like a telly. I just like picked up because it was like a pretty color. And I picked it up and I was like, God, I feel like this is cutting my hands. Like it was so sharp. I was like, blah. I don't know. My dad has turned me into such a guitar nerd, and I'm like, just like not even a guitar nerd, but like an elite, like vintage guitar nerd. Like he is like one of those guys that's like vintage or nothing.
Guitars, yeah.
And he like builds his own guitars, kind of like he'll assemble them and have his friend put them together.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he definitely has made me a guitar snob. It's annoying. It's really annoying.
I think it's nice though, because then if anyone has questions or like has anything, they can come to you.
Yeah, my friend was recently inquiring about what kind of electric she should get, and I was able to kind of like help her because I think she was stuck between a Fender Duosonic and a Jazzmaster, which I play a Jazzmaster sometimes, but I am actually going to get a new electric guitar soon because I'm like I love warm tones, and Jazzmasters are like bright as hell.
Yeah, they are.
And they're good for like, I'm like the thing that I'm doing with my friend's band for Audio Tree, like her music is like grunge pop and like super like jangly, like
it's got that like twinkle in it.
Yeah, and it's like one of her main inspirations is dive. So if that makes any sense. So it's like that kind of like surfy sounding stuff, which is Jazzmaster is great for. But like, oh my God, sorry, there's like a little floaty thing in the air.
No, you're all good. No worries.
So but my music needs like a warm tone kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm looking for new electrics.
What do you think you're gonna end up picking up? Do you have anything you're looking at specifically?
Yeah, there's Harmony, great, cool guitars. They actually came out with a new model. I'm actually probably gonna buy like a new guitar, which is like going against what I'm like, oh, vintage. But like no, it's cool. But it's a Harmony Jupiter. Here, let me pull it up and show you. Oh my God, they sound so good. Like the main reason is just because they like sound so good. It's like super warm. Where is it? Is that it? Yeah. Oh wait, no. Hold on. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? I like super that. Cool. I think I'm gonna get an all white though.
All white.
Because I just bought a tuxedo black and white acoustic, so I don't want to be like a nerd and have a
Yeah.
matching
Guitar.
electric. Yeah, I would be like if I was at a show and I just pulled out the same thing but electric, you know. People would be like, okay, well, clearly she's trying to achieve a vibe.
Yeah, there's some.
Which I guess I am, but yeah. So yeah.
Like it. I like it. One of my friends' dad owns like a whole guitar like company. I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll
Oh,
ask her.
really? That's cool.
Yeah, and I'll just send it like you a thing about it. I don't know if I think is
That's
it.
awesome.
I don't think it's Reverend. It might be. I don't remember who it is.
Reverend is sick.
I think it's Reverend because I was asking her and I looked him up and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The woman who co-produced my EP with me, she has a Reverend Telly, and it's
Oh
like
shit.
I played it. Did I play it? I think I played it on Not So Pretty. No, I don't remember. But wow, is it good? No, you know what I did? I played it on my new song. That's what I did.
Ooh.
I did. Yeah, crazy good. I think I played an SG and that one. We mixed them. We just like put them together. Because SGs have nice warm tones because they have humbuckers, so that's nice. And Telly's like just I have a Telly. I love Tellys. They're
Me
just a
too.
very distinct tone.
And that twang is.
I've always loved Tellys. Yeah, it's so great. It's like who plays? Oh, Julia Jacqueline plays Tellys, and that's like perfect for her music because she's like kind of like sad, modern, like country-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I don't know how to describe her music or like Faye Webster. Like, what is her genre even titled?
I don't know.
Like,
Sometimes it's hard.
I can't. It's like indie country. Like, I can't tell. It's like indie, like old country though.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, but no, I love Tellys.
Me too. I don't know. Just there's something about them that always hits kind of different.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they just look cool.
They do.
They're classic.
They do.
You know, sometimes there are some really cool finishes of them. Mine's just a sunburst.
Ooh.
Mine was my dad, like I said, like custom kind of put mine together. And it's a thin line, which is fun.
I like it.
It's beautiful. I need to get it set up really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like a thing a lot
I think
of people.
all of my guitars need a setup.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people don't think about that though. They'll just go buy a guitar and be like, all right, this is it. But then they don't ever realize
like it could
be
totally
so much
not
better.
be how you want.
Yeah.
Once I think I got, what did I get set up? I don't know, maybe Austin got something set up and I like played it and I was instantly like, oh, this is so much better. Like it's just I have totally different like preferences though than him. So like I like the action not to be super low. I don't like it high, but I like it to at least be like
in the middle.
Yeah, and I like thicker strings. I'm not a fan of thin strings. No. They hurt my fingers. Yeah. But the thicker strings make it better. I don't know. I actually have flat wounds on my Telly right now, which is crazy.
Interesting.
Because I really wanted to experiment with guitars over
quarantine.
And it actually sounds so cool. It's hard as hell to play, but definitely not a thing that you would want to play like constantly bar chords on.
Yeah.
Like it's good for the stuff that I do, which is kind of like finger picking stuff, but yeah.
Like that. So you teach guitar to like kids and stuff, right?
I do, yeah. I mean, right now I'm not doing it a lot because all of my lessons are online.
Yeah.
But I have a few students that I'm still teaching via like Zoom and FaceTime.
Okay.
But it's interesting. It's an interesting job. It's I don't think I'm perfectly cut out for that job. I think that soon in 2021 I will probably find a new job because I just
Okay.
don't think I'm that good of a teacher. Um, but I think it's really rewarding
Footing.
in ways. Like I don't know, like when you see your students getting better, you're like, "Oh my god, this is so
Yeah.
cool."
Kinda,
Like
like, inspires you in a way to, like, see them
yeah, it does.
gain
And some
footing.
of my students were like adorable and I had like super young. Oh god, this one student, her name was Haneen, and she was like the cute the cutest girl and she had like the biggest eyes. I have like a picture of her on my phone because I kept one of my old acoustics there, which was like a jumbo body. And I have her, she's like this tiny girl like holding it. So cute. But she would switch what she wanted to do like every time. She'd be like, "Let's sing today," and I'm like, "Okay." And then other days she's like, "I want to learn ukulele," and I'm like, "Okay." And then other days she's like, "Let's do piano." So I was like doing just like whatever with her, but she was also like 5 or 6, so I
So,
wasn't like
yeah.
doing hard stuff with her. Um, but no, like it's fun. It's sometimes annoying because some kids are just some kids, but like I don't know. I think it's nice when you form a connection with your student and
Yeah.
like I don't know, like the two students that I have right now are I love them. They're awesome. Like they're just so cool and one of them follows me on Instagram and she always like posts like she has like a Instagram account strictly for like her singing and it's super cool and it's just like nice to see and it's like not to be vain but it's cool that like people look up to me in that
Yeah.
way like I'm like oh this is cool that like people think I'm good and like look up to me as a teacher like I did with mine
Yeah.
so because I really hated taking lessons when I was a kid. I hated it. Like I hated going to vocal lessons. I hated going to anything other than like play rehearsal because it was fun because I got to be someone else for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But like I think knowing that and like knowing how much I hated it and actively being like, I'm gonna try to not make it like that. Like I'm gonna try to make it as fun as possible so these kids don't hate it like I
Yeah.
did.
Was it, like, a really
Um
boring, like, regimented type of system
yeah,
that they
and I think
use?
I try to just kind of be like super relaxed with my students. Also, I'm like pretty sarcastic. So I think sometimes they think I'm funny, which is nice.
Yeah.
And also I'm younger. Like I'm literally 23, so like it's not like they have like a 60-year-old.
Yeah,
Nothing
like
against old teachers, but like
yeah.
it's different. It's different when it's always been different. Like you probably know it's different when you had like a younger teacher. You're like,
So oh,
"Oh, this person
absolutely.
gets me." Yeah. So, I
Like,
think it's
different
nicer.
generations, different sounds, and different, like,
Yeah.
you
And
know what
just
I mean?
different like ways of teaching.
Yeah.
Like I teach so differently than like one of the older teachers there. Like they're very like strict and I'm like, let's come in here and just have fun with it.
Yeah, which I think is good because I
So
think when you actually, like, are teaching someone and you teach them just to have fun with it and enjoy
mhm,
themselves, it kind of puts them on a path to want to keep doing it rather than just making it
exactly.
something, like, boring and sort of
Hmm.
chore-like where you're like, "Oh, I have to go to lessons, I have to practice this."
Yeah.
Whereas
And
if
that's
you
how it was. Like I was like I'd get mad. Like I'd be like, no, I don't want to go. And the moment like I would literally watch the clock the whole time and be like, oh my god, 5 more minutes. Which I know that some days like my students probably feel that way
Yeah,
about me because like there are definitely days where I'm like, no, we really need to work on this and you really need to get better at this because you have not been practicing
yeah.
and I can tell. So I don't know. I think there was one time I made my student cry and I felt
Oh,
so bad. I didn't like I obviously didn't mean to. I think she was just like she like deep down knew that she didn't practice
yeah.
and we kept running over the same thing and I think she was like 7 or 8 and she was just like started crying and I was like
Oh, no.
no I was like what did I do but her dad was like she's fine she just knows she didn't practice
Just yeah,
oh actually funny story about that same student she's Japanese
okay.
and she didn't speak like fluent like English like she kind of like it was like broken English and
English,
her
okay.
dad was in there in every lesson to kind of like translate
Sweet.
for her and she gave me a card she moved back to Japan like I think right before COVID, or like around that Christmas time, like
Okay.
maybe January or something. But she gave me like a goodbye card, and
Oh.
it and it said something like "I will miss you," and then at the end it said "I do not forgive you," instead of like probably like "I won't
Not
forget
forget
you."
you. Yeah. Oh, that's
And I
kind
was
of
like,
cute
oh
though.
my god, it was so cute. And I kept the card, and it's adorable. And but I opened it up, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh my god.
What did I
But
do
then
to
I just
wrong you?
laughed. And then it was like she drew like a picture of us together. I was like, oh
Oh,
my god, this is adorable. And I
that's
showed my
precious.
boss, and he like laughed. He was like, oh my god, that's adorable. But yeah, as sometimes it's super rewarding like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's fun, and it also helps me to get better at guitar. I
Yeah.
think too, just like especially like there were some students that came in like I had to sub sometimes for people too. Like if somebody, you know, if
Got
their
sick or
instructor was
whatever.
gone at the last minute, I would have to take on a student that wasn't necessarily in my wheelhouse of like knowledge. And like sometimes they were better than me, and I was like, and they were working on like solos, and I don't solo. I wrote one solo, and I will never play it
Why not?
ever. It was for a song that I turned in for school anyway, and I was just like, it took me so many takes to do it too, because I just like don't have faith in myself. Um, but I also just I don't think I have like super like a knowledge of soloing. Like I can't like look at a thing and be like, wow, I'm gonna do this. I literally don't know what to do. Like I wrote it from by ear. I wasn't like this is an A flat and I'm going like it was.
Yeah.
So I think when I had students like that, it made me get better too, because I was like, oh, I'm learning this stuff, which is fun, because I have to like act like I know more than them, and
Yeah.
I don't. So, but yeah, it's it's fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It's like I feel
Yeah,
like that's a lot of like it'd be I don't know. It seems really rewarding for sure.
it is. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And like we would do recitals too, and I would play for the students. It was fun. And it was nice to like have the parents come up and be like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, no problem."
I like that. Um, how did you decide you wanted to get your bachelor's in voice or singing?
um, I kind of always knew that I was gonna do that. I think from a young age, I knew that music was what I was gonna
Just gonna
do.
do it, yeah.
And for a while, I obviously thought I was gonna go into theater, and then I quickly changed my mind. And I was like, "Oh, music's cool. What can I do?" And then I didn't go into songwriting because I didn't think. I wish I would have. That's actually a regret I have. I wish I would have gone into songwriting, um, because I did learn a lot, vocally. But I think like especially actually I wish I would have gone into songwriting, but I'm thankful that I went into voice, because I think it was it's nice to have knowledge of how to save your voice when you are, if I tour someday.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna like be
thrash your
burnt out all the
fucking
time. Um, but also I don't know, like I think in high school I knew that I was gonna do something musically, and I knew I was going to go into music, but I think it
Mhm.
wasn't until like I started researching degrees that I was like, oh, I guess I'll just go into voice because that seems easiest and you still get electives. So I was able to take songwriting classes. I was able to take like guitar lessons while I was there. So that was cool. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just I always knew I was going to do it, and I'm glad I did. I mean, there are definitely aspects where I'm like, gee, what the fuck am I gonna do with a bachelor in music or whatever? Like with this thing on my wall that like, what is
Yeah.
that gonna get me? Especially when all I want to do is tour and perform when you don't need that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's nice to have the credentials because then you're like, hey,
yeah,
I got my bachelor's I know what I'm doing. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And if ever I need to like have a side job where I do teach,
Yeah,
I can be like, well, I have a bachelor's. So
exactly.
yeah, I always knew I was gonna do it. So it's just kind of like, if I didn't, I would have been letting myself down.
Um, let me think. So if you could collab with anyone, like anyone ever existing, even if they're dead, who would it be? We'll bring them back from the dead, reanimate them, like Frankenstein style.
um, yeah, my top person would be Tom York, but I feel like I would be too terrified to work with him. So
Why
my
would you be
second
too
person,
terrified?
because I feel like he's so great and he's just like so, I feel like he's just such a, not an odd person, but he's such a person and he's got such a personality that I feel like it would be scary to like meet him and work with him, because I'd be like, oh God, what is he gonna do if like he doesn't like one of my ideas? Um, so I don't know. But probably the main person I would collab with would be Rufus Wainwright, probably. He's
Oh,
uh he's great, and I also just like love him as a person. He's like this, his Instagram personality is adorable, and I've seen him like twice live, and he's just this very flamboyant gay man, and I just want to like be around him.
them,
Like I
yeah.
feel like I just want to give him a big hug
Oh,
and be like, let's just write a beautiful song together. Um, yeah, and then I feel like Elliott Smith too, but that'd be a sad thing. He was really fucking sad, so I don't know. And then like current artist, probably Lindsay Jordan of Snail Mail.
Lindsay Jordan. Okay, I
She's
fucking
my
love
fave
snail mail.
so much. I actually just found out I have the same birth chart as her.
No fucking way.
Yep, we are both Gemini suns, Leo moons, Scorpio risings.
Oh,
Yeah, crazy. I found that out and I was like, no fucking way. But also, it makes sense because every time I would watch her like live streams, I'd be like, I'm getting major Gemini vibes. And then I like found out she was Gemini, and I was like, And then I found out, and I was like, yeah, cool.
that's awesome. That's really
Yeah,
fucking
so I
cool.
think I would. I feel like I don't want to like say this, but I feel like her and I would get along too. So also, I have like a giant crush on her. I'm not even gonna. I have a big crush on her, but yeah, I would love to collaborate with her. I feel like we'd make a fun song.
Feel you definitely would, absolutely. And hey, somehow she finds this when it's out.
I'm gonna be like,
Hit her up, go for it, do it,
hey,
please.
yeah.
Um, do you have any like favorite like memories or like musical stories?
Hmm. Like, um, like in what way? Just like show wise, or like,
Show or personal, like
oh
wise? I
God,
don't
I
know.
don't even know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like funny. Hmm. I I don't. There's one performance that I did at my school, um, that I don't remember at all because I was so drunk. I don't remember it. I was so nervous. I was um covering. It was this really cool night actually, where all of us. It was like a cover song night, but
Okay,
the Grammys were coming up, and this was 2017, and we had to cover songs that were, or like artist
they were
songs. No, I
nominated.
think it was songs that were nominated. Yeah. So I did Burn the Witch by Radiohead,
Oh,
and it was really crazy. And I was so nervous, and it was like one of those things where like you dressed up. Like it was like a fun, like they rolled out a red carpet. It was
carpet.
cool.
Oh,
And I like had my friend do my makeup, and I was backstage. Oh shit, my computer's gonna die. Hold on. It's gonna be
okay.
fine. I just need to tell my boyfriend to bring in the charger. But I was backstage,
Okay.
um, and everyone was taking shots, and I was like, okay. And then my friend also had a pen, and I took a hit of the pen, and then went backstage and took like 3 shots and then went out there, and I shit you not, it was the funniest fucking performance I've ever seen in my life. I killed it, but like looking back at it, I did not know what was going on. Like I do not remember it. And there was this like thing at the end. The song stops abruptly. I know that, like, it ends like on a weird it ends on like a weird offbeat, and I like did this little kick at the end. And I was watching the video, I was like, what did I
Oh, you have a
do?
video of it?
Yes, it's
Oh,
bad.
you gotta share it. You can't keep that away.
It's I definitely vocally it wasn't good. Like I was listening back and I was like, oh, I was just yelling. Like I would share a silent video of it because it's funny. But why isn't this, what the fuck? This charger isn't fitting into my laptop. Oh. Hold on. You're just gonna see my wall for a second. Oh,
like
there's
the
just like so
ivy.
much shit in there. Yeah. The wall posters. I actually just put those up.
Nice.
There we go. It's charging now. Yeah, so that was probably a funny thing. What was another funny thing? God, I don't even know. I really haven't played like a lot of shows outside of my school because I graduated in COVID and I released my only project during COVID.
Yeah.
So oh, this is actually funny. This was like a show that I just did with my friend's band. It wasn't a show, it was like a videotape thing. But we went to this pier at night. This is in like Grosse Pointe. Okay. No. St. Clair Shores.
Okay.
And her roommate's cousin's house is like really big, and their family was having like a little outdoor gathering. And we didn't like, there's like this giant backyard. So while the family was having their little gathering, we were just like out at the pier, like recording this like live set for this like Instagram page in Detroit.
Hell yeah.
And the cops were called. And the cops came halfway through the song, and we were like playing and they were recording, and I think there's like a moment where you kind of like see my face like look at her, and I'm like and then the cops came and they like just, they didn't say anything because we stopped like immediately after that. Was like the last song. But I think like her family had like a feud going on with the neighbor, and the neighbor like called the cops because they were mad. But it was funny. I was like, oh my god, this is funny, the cops are showing up. But yeah, that's another funny thing. There really hasn't been a lot, and I'm looking forward to really shitty shows after this. I'm like even ready for that. Like I'm like, I will play a gross bar. I'm so ready.
Yeah, I'm ready for like the dive bar, just anywhere.
Yes. I'm ready. I really am. I just want to play.
Oh, I bet. Bad. Hopefully you'll have that chance soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I think hopefully by the end of the year. Hopefully. Fauci just said something, but I don't. He was like, by the summer. I was like,
I think by the summer we should reach like near like herd immunity or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know.
We'll see.
I just want to get vaccinated.
Me too. Too bad I'm not 65 yet.
Yeah, I know. Too bad we're young and healthy.
We'll just gotta get a time travel device, get 65, come back, do it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Are there any like other artists that you don't think get like enough recognition or exposure?
Yeah. Who was I just talking about recently? Where's my phone? Well, all my friends for sure. Yeah. Like literally the other band I'm in, Zilched. Awesome music. The guy who helped with my most recent single, he's in a band called Mini Horse. Awesome music. Um, yeah, just like all my friends. I do have like some friends that actually are doing super well. Do you know the band Michigander?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, his name is Jason. He's awesome. I met him through my friend Tyler. Um, yeah, he's great. I know a few other artists in Detroit. Do you know Shortly?
I do not.
She's great. Listen to her. She's
Shortly.
awesome. She
Okay.
actually, I just like recently found out she lives like 5 minutes from me. I was like, oh, cool.
No way.
Yeah, she's great. Who else? So many people I know. Yeah, I think like famous artists that don't get enough credit, or like I guess they wouldn't be like super famous then. But let's go under who am I listening to lately? I know certain people. Oh, she's like an emerging artist, but Skull Crusher is awesome.
Yes.
I love her. Wow. I like she came out with her stuff this year. I think that's like her only thing. I think it was like an EP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. And then another band that I recently started listening to is OPEP.
Oh,
Do you
Pep.
know them?
Like O and then
So
P E
cute.
P.
Yeah, and there's an exclamation mark. It's so cute. OPEP. I'm like, oh, it's adorable. I think they're from like I want to say like Australia or New Zealand or something. But yeah, awesome. Like her voice is so. I think there's two of them, but
Yeah,
their
it's a
voices are
duo.
awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Who else? Madison Cunningham is making her way into the like mainstream kind
Stream.
of stuff, but she's awesome. She's like out of this world good. Another artist, Kate Davis. Kate Davis is one of my favorite artists, and she is actually now putting out an album of all Daniel Johnston covers.
No way.
Like so good. Dude, you have to go listen. She does a cover of I'll Do Anything to Breakdance for You, Darling, and it's so good. It's so good. I think she just put out one of True Love Will Find You in the End. I love Daniel Johnston. I love him.
I'm gonna. Me too. He's such a. It's like that tortured soul.
Yeah. Oh, it's out. The album is out.
Is it
It came out
Strange Boy?
it came out 2 days ago. Yeah, Strange Boy. It's all Daniel Johnston covers.
All right. Perfect.
What else does she do? Wow. Yeah. The I'll Do Anything But Breakdance for You, Darling is so good. But her album Trophy, this one, is
Trophy.
like amazing. I actually just found it at Dearborn Music. Blew my mind. I was like,
No
no
way.
way they have it. But and I think the vinyl is like gold.
Ah, it's
I think it's like a
colored.
gold vinyl, which is cool.
I
I'm
love
a
that.
sucker for colored vinyls.
Me too. Do you have any
Yeah.
like?
I was hoping cool ones.
Yeah. Do you have any like
I have
cool?
yeah, my favorite is my first like cool vinyl that I got that was like a different color than just the black was I got the clear Depression Cherry by Beach House, and it's beautiful. When it spins, it like looks like
Wait.
it's so cool. It's so cool. I don't have any like cool tie dye ones, but I have like cool like solid colors.
Ones. Okay.
Um, I have I have a Noah Gunderson record that's white, and then my Mitski record is red.
Ooh, which
I have
Mitski?
Be the Cowboy. Yeah, that
Fucks
one.
with
Yeah.
it. I fucks
Um,
with Mitski.
yeah. Oh yeah. That one I got. Man, 2019 Christmas vinyl haul was nice. It was like um what is it called? Soft Sounds from Another Planet by Japanese Breakfast. Um, oh my God, White Noise by Noah Gunderson, Be the Cowboy Mitski, and then Stranger in the Alps. I was like, this is great, and they're all like new, and I was
Oh
like, oh,
yeah.
so cool. But yeah, yeah, I just got Set My Heart on Fire Immediately by Perfume Genius on vinyl, and I was so hoping it was colored, and it's
Isn't that what? Yeah.
it
It's
makes me
always
sad.
like.
Wait, maybe it is. No, I don't think it is. But regardless, it's beautiful.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
an amazing album. He's also right now, he is my current favorite artist. He is my favorite artist of 2020.
2020. I can agree. His
Yeah. He was
albums.
like, I like his album was awesome. I loved his new album, but I really love No Shape.
No
That was
shit.
like 2017, I think that was his album. That's my favorite one. And like his songs like took up my Spotify Wrapped. Like that was like
Yeah.
it was clear that he was my
His,
like top artist of 2020.
is the obsession of
He's so
2020.
good. Yeah, he's definitely been inspiring me with like new songs and stuff. So I want to take my like already like my genre and make it like super dramatic and fun.
I like
So
that. I like that. It sounds like a really good direction to go
yeah,
into.
yeah. I want to use more strings and like weird sounds.
I like that. A little more experimental and
Yeah,
stuff.
oh for sure. I've always wanted to do like experimental stuff. I sang with an experimental band in high school for
Okay.
a while. It was really cool.
What was
Yeah,
their
it was
name?
just like Manifest the Machine.
Ooh, that's a
They were
good one.
awesome. They're from Port Huron, where I'm from. Uh, and sadly, they're no longer a band. But they broke up like right after. Like I think I stopped singing with them because they broke up.
Damn.
Um, but no, like 2013, 2014, I sang with them. It was fun.
Right. I was gonna say, what are you most excited for when the pandemic is over? But I'm guessing it's to be able to
Friendship.
actually tour and play live for people.
Yeah, and honestly, like something not music related, I'm so excited to go to a club and dance.
Stance, yeah.
Yep. I like really had not gone out dancing before this, and like I think in November of 2019 I went to this club in Ferndale called Boogie Fever.
Boogie Fever.
Do you know of that
I
place?
don't, but it
It's
sounds tight.
wild. I have so many videos from that night because it was just like it got more insane as the night went along. Like it was my friend's birthday and we all went out. Um and weirdly enough, like my other friend was there and he like knew her and then he came in and she was like, "Oh my god, Jesse's here." Hold on, I have to drink water. Um
You're all good. You're all good.
it's not COVID, trust me.
Oh no, you're gonna give it
Um
to me through
but
through
she
the.
was like, "Oh my god." I guess. Yeah, that's true. It wouldn't matter if I had COVID right now. But like I danced with hot moms. Like
Oh,
all these hot moms like came up and like danced with me and I was like, this is awesome.
just
Like I
get
want to
on
do
it.
this more often. I literally have a video of like my friend Paul like escorting these like women up onto the dance floor and like dancing and I'm just like, what is going on? But yeah, I'm just like ready for that. I'm just ready to just like go to a bar again.
Just like
Like when I'm
experience life.
bored, be like, hey, want to just like go get a drink?
Yeah.
Like the saddest thing this year was when Christmas time came around and I couldn't go to like my favorite bar in my hometown for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like they decorate it for Christmas. You go in, they serve like those nasty Tom and Jerry drinks that are like alcoholic eggnog. And I just was sad. I was like, my friend, my like best friend, lives in New York City now, but came home,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'm so sad we can't just go to the bar. So I'm ready for like
Just
my
life to
favorite
resume.
things. Yeah, I don't know. I want to go on a plane again without having to worry.
Yeah. If you're gonna travel anywhere, where's the first place you'd want to go?
Well, I was supposed to go to Paris in June with my mom.
No way.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
so
my graduation
sorry.
gift. No, I'm so sad. So Paris, yeah, for sure.
Definitely do it.
And then I would go visit my friend in LA, and then I would go visit my friend in New York.
It's awesome. I like
But
that.
Paris first
Paris first.
with
Oh
my
yeah,
mom.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was so excited. She like had the Airbnb
Oh,
already. And then she was like, oh God, in like April, she was like, things are going to open up, Allie. You need to go get your passport. And I was like, okay. So I went to the post office to get my
Yeah.
passport, risked my life because there were too many people in there to get my passport, only to not go. I was like, yeah, I
Damn.
really needed that passport, Mom.
Hey, but now you got it.
She's like, yeah, that is true. And my license technically is expired, so I use my passport.
There you go.
I mean, I need to get it
So bang, you're
renewed.
whipping that out at the
But
bar. Let me see your ID.
got my passport. Yeah, no, it works. So
Yeah.
I've gone to Meijer and like Trader Joe's and used it for alcohol, and they're like, I
Oh
guess.
yeah.
But it's a form of ID. I'm like, it literally says I'm 23, so like it's fine.
I like that. I guess that's as far as I got with questions, but is there anything you would like to talk about or anything you want to just here, take this time, promote yourself, give us, whatever your heart
Cool.
desires here.
This reminds me of like the end of an episode of Hot Ones where like he makes everyone look at the camera and he's like, promote yourself, tell
Yeah.
everybody what's going on in your life. No, so I'm releasing a new song. I actually just submitted it to Spotify
Ooh.
editorial playlist. February 19th, I'm releasing a single called Bite My Tongue.
Bite My Tongue.
It's a fun song. It's yeah, it's a song. It's a nice song about trauma, about overcoming trauma. And I'm releasing it like intentionally a week after Valentine's Day because it's funny. Or like a few days after. But so yeah, what else? My friend's band is going to be on Audio Tree along with me playing guitar for her. Go check that out.
What's the band name?
Super cool. Her band name is Zilched. She's great. Yeah, she's awesome. She just released an album this year. I'm literally promoting her. It's called Zoom Pop. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite albums of 2020. Not because she's my friend, but literally just because it's an awesome album. I didn't play on it. I'm just her current. I'm like stepping in right now for guitar. But what else? I'm releasing a single. I'm probably gonna release another one in like April, March.
All right.
Probably early April. Because I think I want to release this single and then like release another single as like a B-side to that single. And I think this one's super, super like instrument, like it's just very produced and very big. So I think I want to release like a really stripped acoustic song that I'm working on that I actually just wrote a little bit of the other day. And I was like, oh, this is actually going in a really good direction. So hopefully that will happen after I release this song. I'm probably going to make a music video for it too. So
be on the lookout for that one.
Yeah, excited. I think I'm probably going to release. I mean, I'm for sure going to do a music video. I still have yet to film it, but I also have like a month until the song comes out.
Okay.
So I have time.
Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, I think I'm going to release it like 3 or 4 days after the single, just so people will actually go stream it first.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when people release a song the same day as the music video, people go watch the music video.
Yeah. Sure. And then sometimes forget to.
And then they'll be like, well, I already heard the song, so.
Yeah. But when you're
and
actually.
I'm like, no. Yeah, I want people to go listen to the song and then I'll release a music video.
Exactly. And then plus when they stream it first, I feel like it just gives the opportunity to where like, as if you're watching a music video on YouTube, like you can like it, but like if you're on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you use, it's like you can like it and then you're gonna see it consistently and you'll probably hear it consistently. So you get more.
Exactly. Yep. So that should be fun. But for right now, just get ready for the single. It's super fun.
I'm excited.
I need to stop listening to it because I'm gonna overthink it. I literally was like listening to it last night and I was like, oh God, what if it sounds bad? I was like, no, but it literally sounds fine. It sounds good. I'm just really
getting in your head a little bit.
Oh yeah, this song actually took a really long time to do because I'm such a perfectionist.
I understand. It's hard not to be when it comes to music.
Yeah, especially like this song, I'm so passionate. Like I'm passionate about the songs on my EP, but this one is like, I'm really, really proud of this song. And I'm like, I don't know, like I feel like this song took me a really long time to write because it was about an experience I went through when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like I needed to take like years away from it to form a certain like opinion about it and to be like to know how to feel about it, I think. So I feel
Yeah.
like I'm finally able to write a song about it and it's actually like good. And I'm like, oh cool. It's not like a cheesy song. So yeah,
It's awesome.
that's
I'm
it.
excited
That's
for
all
you.
for now. Thanks. It's
Excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the song. I think you'll like it.
Oh, I
It's
probably.
very oh God, what can I compare it to? It's very it's like very Lucy Dacus, very like uh Mitski-ish. I don't know. Like I will read the songs off the playlist that inspired the song.
Okay, let's hit me with
Um,
it.
where is it? New single inspo. Your Silent Face by New Order. The Sound, Noah
Ooh.
Gunderson. Oh, actually, the main inspiration musically for the song, or like vibe wise, was 17 by Sharon Van Etten.
That's such a
That
fucking
song, that song.
yeah,
Literally,
that
I
song.
cry every time. So yeah, Flow Dive is also on there. Slip Away by Perfume Genius. That was like another one. And then I was listening to it the other day and I was like, oh, it's kind of like it has almost the same vibe of like Your Best American Girl by Mitski. And I was like, oh, because it's like very soft at the beginning and then really
Really,
hard and then
yeah.
goes back to being soft and then really hard again. So it's a big one. It's a
I
big
like
song.
that.
There's a
I'm
lot
excited
happening.
for it.
It's like my first song that is like messy and distorted and like
Not just
angry.
ooh,
Yeah, it's an angry song,
I like that though.
but rightfully so. So, you know, yep, that's about it. That's about all I got going on in my life.
Hey, well, that's awesome. I'm excited. And to anyone
Thanks.
that I guess watches this or hears this, better check her out. Allie Evanson,
Thanks.
Spotify. What you got? Anything else? Plug anything, I guess, that you'd like to?
Um, God, I don't know. Follow me on Twitter. I'm
Twitter.
funny on Twitter.
All right. Is your
I,
Twitter?
I use my I use my Twitter because my family doesn't follow me on Twitter, so I can be
So you
like,
can
you know, I can be chaotic on Twitter.
don't have to have any conversations. But what was that you posted?
Yeah, I mean, I also have like a Finsta that like my friends felt like my close friends follow me on, and my family members have tried to follow me, and I'm like, please, no, I'm not gonna let you follow me. Like it's literally
Yeah.
for my friends, and I have accidentally posted from my Finsta to my main account. Like I have meant
Ooh.
to like put,
Yeah.
and it was like I immediately like fixed it and deleted it, but I'm like,
Oh no.
yeah. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I
Oh,
think it's just Allie Evenson. I think that's all it
okay.
is. But I'm funny on Twitter. I think.
Ah,
I don't know. I feel like I'm funny.
you
But
are. You are.
yeah, that's about it. Just wait for my single and then stream it and send it
Yeah.
to your friends. Make up a TikTok dance for it.
Oh yeah, that's a
Maybe
good one. It's a
it
good one.
it might be there. I don't know. My friend was like, "I'm gonna make up a TikTok dance to your new single." I was like, "Dude, do it.
Please. Yeah.
That would be great." I don't know how unless you're like raging, but
Oh,
it should
there's
be
there's
fun.
ways you can do it. People make
There's
dances for
ways.
like motion sickness. Somebody did
That's true.
someone did a dance to In the Airplane Over the Sea and it kind of like goes hard. Yeah. I'll
Why
send
didn't
you
I see that?
I'll send it to you. I have it saved.
Oh
It's
my God.
it's the
What's the
only
one?
TikTok dance I want to do.
Haley Hendricks, somebody made a TikTok dance to one of her songs too, I think. The Shala, that song.
Oh, I love that fucking
Yeah,
song. I fucking
I
adore
think
that
somebody
song.
made a TikTok dance. Yeah, she's
I've seen yeah.
awesome.
Ugh, I
Yeah,
completely
she's
forgot.
great. Like I literally like a song of hers will come up. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how good she
She
is.
is, yeah.
Like she's so good
I remember the
because
first time I heard that song.
she's not super mainstream, but she's
Yeah,
like big in the indie scene.
yeah.
yeah, but so hopefully the song does well. We'll see.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure. I don't. It's gonna do great. I'll be out here. I'll be promoting for you. You deserve it. You deserve the attention.
Thank you.
You
Thanks.
deserve the exposure for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, hey, thanks for joining me on this odd ass
Of course.
whatever. I don't know how well this went, but I think it went pretty decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad that I got to be the first interview.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, hey, thanks for being the first interview.
Of course. Thanks for like offering to interview. I haven't done an interview in a while.
I've never done one, so this is a first for me.
No,
Um,
it's okay. I'm a rookie in the interview. Like
yeah,
being somebody that gets interviewed. I
yeah.
literally like I didn't know what to say my first interview. I was like, "Oh, should I answer this like honestly or what?" So,
No, you've
you
been
have
great
to.
though. Yeah, you've
Thanks.
been great. Can I ask for a better first interviewee, I guess?
Sweet.
If you have any pointers for me, anything you think I could do better?
Um, I don't know. I probably would have asked the same questions that you asked.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe ask like off the wall questions like what's your favorite movie or something like
yeah, that's
that. I
true.
don't
I was
know.
gonna get into those as well, but hey, I can always interview. We'll do a part two sometime.
We'll do a
Af-
part two, yeah.
After your single, small part two, like really
Yes.
short interview. We'll get you a.
Yeah.
I'll
And
get.
you can we can talk about film.
Yeah. It'll get a little bombastic. We'll go crazy with it.
Sweet. That sounds good.
All right. I mean, shit. Since you asked, why not? What's your favorite film right now? Fuck it. I mean, it's you
Right
brought it
now,
up. Mine as well.
I know. It changes all the time, obviously. But right now, hmm, um honestly my favorite movie I watched in 2020 was Parasite.
Parasite. That movie
Hands
is
down.
absolutely phenomenal.
Insane. Just like blew my mind. I was like I've like this is the best movie I've seen in a long time. Um, but oh, if you can see on my wall, this is one of my favorite movies, Mulholland Drive, David Lynch. Um, that's always been one of my favorite movies. Um, The Shining was one of my favorite movies until I read about how horrible Shelley Duvall was treated on the set, and I
Yeah.
was like, never mind. I mean, I still love it, but I can't watch it the same.
Same. Because you know,
Like I
like the
can't enjoy
trauma that
it.
she went through, and
Yeah, because I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like all of that shit was real. Like that's
yeah,
horrible.
poor girl.
Um, yeah. So Mulholland Drive is, I think, probably like one of the number ones. One of the number ones. Oh God, what else? Oh, weirdly enough, one of my not weirdly enough, it's a great movie. The Birdcage. Have you ever seen The Birdcage
I'm not. What's it about?
with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams? Oh. So it's based on a musical, I guess, or it's based on a like stage show,
Okay.
and it's about two gay men that own like a um I don't know, like a drag bar. Like
Okay.
there's like drag performances, and it's in Florida. Like what is it? Like Palm Beach, whatever,
Something like that.
something like one of the big party cities in
Okay.
Florida. And their son um like meets this girl at college and comes home and tells his dad, which is Robin Williams, and he's like, "Oh, okay, like cool." And then the son says like, "Oh, it's a girl," and he's like, "Shit." And then they find out that the girl's parents are like super conservative, super like right, you know. The
Yeah.
dad is like a Republican figure. I think he's like a Republican congressman or something. Or like no, he's a senator, sorry, Republican senator. And the son's like, they're coming to visit and I'm really sorry, but I need you to act straight, essentially. And it's really it's kind of sad in parts, I think, because like they're like you can tell that they're like, this isn't I we don't want to do this, you just
Yeah.
should tell them. But like Nathan Lane is fantastic in it. He's one of my favorite actors. And Yeah, it's just an amazing movie. It's so good. Robin Williams is like, I miss that guy.
Me too.
That was a sad day. Um, but yeah, so that's one of my other favorite movies. Yeah, I think Her will always be one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely. Do you have like a favorite
Yeah,
song from the soundtrack?
yeah. What's the one? I have it saved on my SoundCloud. Like just whenever I
Oh.
need it, it's right there.
Yeah.
Um, wait, here it is now. Oh, I have to go on my profile to find it. Here it is. Um, my favorite one is called Morning Talk / Super Symmetry, which I guess is an arcade. I mean, it's all Arcade Fire that did the soundtrack, but Super Symmetry is, I don't know if that's how you say it, is an Arcade Fire song, and I think they just kind of like remixed it and like added on to it for the soundtrack. But I think that's my favorite off of it. And then is it Milk and Honey? Is that the one that has like that? Yeah, Milk and Honey is like, I think that's how the film starts out, and it has that like weird harmonium sound at the beginning. Yeah, those two are my favorites. That soundtrack. I like, what other soundtracks do I love? Hmm. Oh, the It Follows soundtrack is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So good. I have an entire Halloween playlist, and that, like, that's on there. It's just so terrifying. Who did that? I forgot. Some artist
Um,
did it.
trying to think if I can remember.
I forgot. But
Me
it's
too.
super cool. Yeah. What else is I have more favorite movies. I just don't. Oh, 20th Century Women. Have you seen that movie?
Fucking love,
Dude,
absolutely loved that fucking
God, I
movie.
love it. I love it so much. I That's like a movie that I will watch that like will never get old
No,
to
I
me.
agree. I agree. I think everyone should watch that. If you haven't watched it,
Yep,
do it. Fix
yep.
that. Do it.
And oh, here's my letterbox. Do you
Oh,
have letterbox?
of course
The
I
app?
do.
My favorite movie is Mulholland Drive. Oh my, Vertigo, Hitchcock. Um, it's not on there, but 20th Century Women. Pee Wee's Big Adventure,
Oh,
hands down one of my all-time faves. And then I don't know why I don't have the Birdcage on there, but it says Atonement, which is also one of my favorite movies. But I love Atonement. That one's a sad one, but it's like young Saoirse Ronan, and it's so cute. So yeah, Pee Wee's Big Adventure totally though. That's like, ever since I was a kid, I my favorite show was Pee Wee's Playhouse when I was a kid. So I was a huge Pee Wee fan.
really? I don't think I ever watched Pee Wee as a kid.
I loved him. I had, um, weirdly enough, like a weird fear I have is, an irrational fear, is I'm scared of ventriloquist dolls. Horrified of them. Can't
Yeah,
like
the
the you know.
puppets. Yeah.
And my mom had like, I think they're called like Charlie McCarthy dolls or some shit like that. The scary ones.
Yeah.
The like little Victorian boy that's dressed up in like the tux, the slicked back hair, bright blue eyes, smile. Don't like it. Um, she had one when she was a kid, and then kept it for when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I used to play with it, and I used to call him Pee Wee because he reminded me of Pee Wee. And one day, I just hated it, and I couldn't look at it anymore. And I vaguely remember it like moving, and I feel like that was why I didn't like it anymore. And she had to throw him out because I would cry every time. But
Oh,
that's how much I loved Pee Wee. I named the doll after him, and I was like best friends with him.
Pee Wee, if you're listening.
Yeah, I'd love to do a collab.
That would actually a little music video with them. That'd be kind of tight.
Dude, yeah, that'd be awesome. If Tim Burton directed it, hell
Oh,
yeah.
Tim Burton is.
Because he did, I think he did Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Yeah, he did. Which is wacky to me.
Yeah, it
Because
doesn't.
totally like, Like when you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, I can kind of tell that this is Tim Burton, but like at first you're like, no, that
Yeah.
can't be Tim Burton. Yeah. I also just found out that Danny DeVito directed Matilda. I never knew.
I fucking love Matilda.
Right? I knew that he was in it. I was just like, oh my god, he directed it.
I had no idea.
Insane.
I didn't even. I never know.
Yeah.
I'm learning things now. Look
I
at us.
know. I know. Crazy. Yeah, but no, those are probably my top faves. What are your top movies?
Oh man, that's hard. Most recently, I'd probably say I'm thinking of ending things. Um,
Oh yeah, that was good.
that movie
That was really good.
absolutely blew me away. I read the book
Yep.
first.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I didn't read the book, but the
it's a
movie is
it's a good
crazy.
fucking book. I would
He's an
recommend reading
awesome
it.
director. He always all of his movies and screenplays and shit are
Oh yeah, no.
insane.
Kaufman just he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He,
Yep.
he absolutely knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
And then I'd probably say 20th Century Women. I recently watched A Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I absolutely fucking love that movie.
I still need to watch that.
I
I'm
cried at
ready
the
to be
end.
destroyed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Just like how I can't I'm it's one of those things where I'm like so nervous to watch it because I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna cry. Like how I'm nervous to watch Normal People. Like I know that it's gonna ruin me and I'm just ready.
it's gotta take a day to watch all the movies that are gonna ruin you.
Yep.
Get it all out of the way at once.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
I'd probably say Marriage Story was really fucking amazing.
Yep.
Um,
That was
and
awesome.
the Meyerowitz stories. I just really like how Noah Baumbach deals
Mhm.
with dialogue and makes it seem
Yeah.
like so
He's awesome.
realistic.
Yep. Him and Greta Gerwig are
Phenomenal.
adorable. I
Phenomenal.
love it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I love Greta. Want to meet her someday.
That would be actually insane.
Yeah. I just like I remember like seeing I saw Ladybird with my mom, which
Oh
is
my god.
funny because
That's another one. Lady Bird.
yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Cuz I saw it with my mom and her and I have like a almost similar in high school, not now, but in
Yeah.
high school her and I had like a similar relationship that Ladybird and her mom had. And it was really interesting going to like see it with her because like we both were crying
Right.
because we both
Oh.
were like, oh, this is so on point. But yeah, yeah. I need to see more movies. I have like a whole list of like,
Yeah.
especially I feel like I've seen every horror movie ever, but I know I haven't. And it's just like I'm such a fan. I will watch so many horror movies and then freak myself out and be like, why the fuck did I do that?
Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Yeah. Um. Ooh, you know which one I saw recently that like really like just left an impression on me is The Invitation.
The Invitation.
It's oh my god, the
Isn't
woman below me is smoking
I
weed. I can
think
smell it.
it's
Um,
it's in like a
Karen
Japanese or
Kusuma. Hold on. It's the same woman who directed Jennifer's Body, which is
oh
another one of my favorite movies. I was actually Jennifer Check for Halloween this year.
no fucking way.
Um, but yeah, The Invitation came out in 2015. It's yeah, directed by Karen Kazuma. No, Kusama. My
Kusama.
bad.
Okay.
Always saying people's name wrong. Really terrifying. It's one of those movies where it's not like, there's not like jump scares.
Is
It's not like constantly scary all the time. It's kind of about like a cult, which freaks me out. And it's a slow burner. Like the
mm-hmm.
movie is kind of like if it was directed or like if the direction and the cinematography were done by anyone else, it wouldn't have been as good. Like for some reason, I was just like, it's definitely like, intense things don't start happening until like more than halfway through the movie. But like, you're like in it. Like the
Yeah.
way it's filmed, the way it's written, the way like the acting is, it's just like you are in it, and it's scary. That one's good. What was another one I watched this year that freaked me out. I don't even know. I've watched so many. So many.
Yeah, it's been a
I like, yeah, I just watched so many horror movies. What was another one? Oh, just like classic Psycho and the original Halloween. Just awesome.
oh, absolutely.
So good.
I didn't care for the remakes that much, to be honest.
Of Halloween?
Yeah, the Rob Zombie ones.
No, yeah, no, not at all. The original is awesome. It's so good.
It's like
Yeah,
weird.
they should have never remade it.
No, absolutely. I don't know like why. I mean, I guess like the whole like backstory of him as like a kid in the first like remake that they did was like
Yeah.
okay, but then like it just it didn't have that same like I feel like Michael Myers is like an omnipotent being that can just do anything. Like
Yep.
he's supernatural but not at the same time in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like nothing can touch that
Yeah.
version to me. It's so good.
John Carpenter had
Yeah.
it right.
I'm a sucker for classic ones too. I have the whole like Hitchcock box set because I love it so much.
Oh, look at
The
you.
Birds is still like scary to me. I just it freaks me out because it's just like I mean it's old. It's like not super scary, but it's also just like damn, it is scary.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, I guess should we wrap it up for the first one?
Sure.
Feel like I've kept you for a little bit a little bit.
No, that's fine. I got
Oh
nothing to do.
man. Yeah, me either. Me either. Oh
Yeah, it's
shit.
just how life is
Yeah,
lately.
especially now. It's been interesting.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming and joining me on
Yeah, thank you
this
for having me.
interesting
Sure.
experience. I don't know how it's gonna go. I still
Yeah.
gotta come up with a name for it, but
Oh, cool. Yeah.
yeah. But
Are you
I
gonna
don't
put
know.
these on like YouTube?
Probably like YouTube and a couple other places. Maybe Spotify
Cool.
if I can somehow. I
Oh,
don't
cool.
know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Might
Awesome.
possibly turn it into like a live stream type interview thing.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Like
Yeah.
Twitch or whatever.
Yeah,
That's like
like
a fun
throw it on
thing to
Twitch
do.
and like record
Yeah.
it as well for like, it'll
Yeah.
be
Well, let me know about part two.
Oh,
This
I
would be
will.
fun.
Whenever fuck. You said February
February 19th.
19th. Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking. February 19th. When that song drops, we'll get another one. I'll come in
I
with
got you.
even crazier questions.
Sweet.
Oh, man, I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
of course. I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.